Yes, of course, we've got to stop all of these nefarious activities against women, whether it's abuse, it's sexual abuse, it's physical or violent abuse, whatever it is, it's got to stop. I mean, the trend is alarming. There is no week that passes without hearing the story of a young lady being killed and vital organs removed by ritualists. All this, encapsulates into abuse of women. It's got to stop now. And I stand with all the women out there in raising a voice against this dastardly act. It's still TMI on the ITV network. Now let's talk business. Some of the information that are out there in the public space, if we can actually take advantage of them, harness them, you will be smiling to the bank. In today's world, it is called a knowledge economy, which means knowledge is what is ruling the world. The knowledge is what is really driving the economy, driving businesses, and making it thrive. And those who have the knowledge and the requisite skills can actually excel. In Nigeria, the economy is in comatose. I mean, you can see how the naira is sliding downwards on a daily basis against the dollar. These are realities. And some analysts are saying the best time to invest are moments like this, because after the gloom, there will always be a boom. But do we have the patience to wait for the boom to come? I have two young men with me here who are businessmen who will share their thought with us on this segment of the show. I'd like to thank very specially Jimmy Nusahai for creating the time to be with us on the program. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I also have with us here Good News Obayuwana, who is also a businessman. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Okay, let's interrogate this widely held notion that the best time for one to strive to make an investment are usually periods like this, when things are tough, things are rough, there is a big gloom out there. Do you subscribe to this opinion? Let me begin with you, Jimmy.
Okay, yes. Actually, it has been a very wide theory that you buy when the street is bloody,
Okay.
and then you sell when the street is green.
You buy when the street is bloody, and you sell when the street is green. Interesting.
So that's one of the code of trading
Okay.
and investment. Now, it has already been on the pedestal to understanding that in times like this, it's the best time to invest and look at strategic investments that you look into. For example, if you look at the big companies of today, for example, Microsoft and Disney, they all sprang up during the economic destruction of the 70s and all. So now is the best time. There are so many opportunities you can come in into, like gold, like Bitcoin, trading, real estate. These are instruments that can help you hedge against inflation and the economic destruction of this kind.
Okay.
Now, one thing is that every human being have this desire to shy away from losses, and they don't want to test the water.
Okay.
Now, but you must understand that in every up, there's always a down, and for every down, there's always an upward move. So in times like this, in such a situation, I think it's the best time for every sane human being, businessman, who have intention of securing the future, to start investing on tangible assets. So we may go into that tangible assets.
Yes, definitely, as we make progress with the conversation. But let me get you to establish your perspectives on this. When the street is bloody, you buy. When it's green, you sell. Yeah, quickly.
Yeah, when we say when the street is bloody, you buy, and when it's green, you sell, it simply means that the best time to invest or to buy is when it's bloody. In that downtime, a lot of people are shying away from taking the responsibility of investing. Then that's when the market is favorable.
Okay.
Because when it's bloody, there's always there will be a green light at the front.
Yeah.
So you buy when it's bloody, as an investor, you know when you buy at that moment, because you have an investor mindset, you believe that every investment definitely will have an harvest time. So when you buy when it's bloody, once it's green, it will be to your benefit, because that's when everybody will want to come to the market, and that's when you are selling.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, let's talk about the myriads of opportunities that are available. Are these opportunities real? Are they tangible opportunities that people can actually take advantage of in terms of investments, especially now that the economy is really in a bad shape?
Yes, there are so many tangible opportunities that we have in our space. Currently, we are no longer in the crude or the analog system of dwelling anymore. We are now in the digital space. There are so many opportunities in the digital economy. Right now, we are running the digital economy. If you look at the global world at large, there are so many opportunities, even into the AI technology. There's opportunity there. What's called the digital nomad, and even up to the photographic economy. There's also space there.
Okay.
So, but the truth is, the reason why so many persons still don't see it is because they are trying to survive. So many of us are trying to survive. So when a man is trying to survive, preaching investment to him is like you trying to pinch him where it is hot, hurting him, you know. He's trying to take care of his children, their school fee, and so many things. So, but along the line, there's still so many opportunities you can also dive into, so that you can take advantage of the future. Now, let's take a look at some tangible opportunities. Number one, in our sector, like the real estate sector, is one tangible opportunity you can come into because it is a visible asset, and that has appreciative value. It's appreciate over time. You can never have a situation wherein someone buys a property for a particular amount of money and is selling it low, except even though it's in a distressed sale, it still sells it a little bit above
what it bought originally.
Bought it from, bought it at, I mean. So now, that aside, and also investing into the economy of real estate, for example, people will definitely eat. Farming is part of real estate. People still don't understand that's a tangible investment. So if you go into wanting to go into corn, for example, or you want to go into yam, you want to go into normal
maybe cassava,
you definitely make money. If you invest 1 million naira into such investment or into such development, you definitely reap more than 1 million. But the patience of going into that, or because we are still lamenting over the situation, many persons are not seeing that. Okay, let's look at other aspect again. Let's look at the digital aspect. Okay, if you go into the trading, some people are into Bitcoin. And now, if you look at the current price of Bitcoin as at now, is around $34,000. $34,300 something as at this morning.
For a coin?
For a coin.
Wow.
As at 2010, that same Bitcoin was being sold for $94. You see? So, and the idea of investing into that as at that time was not in the mind of people because of the situation of MMM that came up at that time. So the fear came up, and it was the best time to invest. So those who invested at that time,
they are gaining today.
They are gaining now. And at a point, Bitcoin got up to $65,000 for one coin. So there's already a projection because Bitcoin has a way of edging against inflation. Even big companies, big banks, like there's a bank that recently bought into Bitcoin recently in America. So bought a large chunk of it. So because they believe that a time is going to come, the world will be migrating
to Bitcoin.
Okay,
let me pause you there for a moment. Let's get your perspectives on some of these tangible opportunities available.
All right, thank you. Now, there are a lot of tangible opportunities. Like we always say, the best time to invest or buy land is now. Like, let me give you a practical example. I know of a lady that she bought a plot of land in somewhere in Lagos, in Lekki. She bought it like as at early 2000. She bought it for 1.5 million. To the glory of God, she sold it for 90 million this year.
From 1.5 to 90 million.
Can you imagine? Now, early 2000, we all know that was the recession and what have you. So that was a bloody time. A lot of people would not want to take their money to buy land. But she, as an investor, or she could look and say, okay, now let me grab this opportunity. And she bought. What kind of organization will give you that kind of return? Money,
returns. What kind of investment will give you that kind of return within such a short period of time?
So that's why we tell people, same thing applies. Like my colleague here said, crypto, for example. Early when it really came out, a lot of people, they didn't want to invest. They felt, oh, this is shady, and it will not lead to anything. But as an investor, so you see where opportunities, where there is no opportunity, where people cannot see opportunity, you see
you see opportunities where people don't see opportunity as an investor.
As an investor.
Interesting.
So a lot of persons that bought, that they got the first market advantage. That's as an investor, you must be able to see and have first market advantage. Those that bought into Bitcoin early when it came out, now, you know, when it rose to, there was a point it was $65,000 for one coin. So, you know, they benefited. So that's why we tell people, when you want to invest, the tides may not be right. It may not be beneficial at that moment, but you should sit down and calculate, does this thing have prospects? And I'll tell you, you can never do wrong when you invest in the right kind of investment. And you see land doesn't go down. You buy a land today, when you go back, something must add up to it.
Absolutely.
So we tell people the safest form of investment for me, like I will tell, because that's what I'm into, is land. Buy land, go and relax. So long you buy from a reliable source, you are sure of making profit.
Okay, now, one of the biggest challenge that people have when it comes to investment is how to figure out the right investment, particularly with the kind of country that we're in, where there's so much of uncertainties. You can't really predict how the economy will turn out, and making investment is a huge risk. Of course, you want to be successful, you need to take the risk, but you've got to have the fundamentals right before you take that risk. Let me get a take from you.
Okay, yes, one thing we have as a disadvantage in this part of the world is that many of our so-called investors lack mentorship.
Okay.
You know, they shy away from being mentored. You can't go into a space that you don't understand anything. As common as investing into property looks like, you need to be mentored properly, because if you are not properly mentored, you end up buying government land. So now you understand. So in our company, Lumcas Realtor and Property Limited,
yes,
what we do is that before you even come to buy property from us, we must first ask you, what is your intention? Why do you want to buy? What is your reason for buying? Do you want to buy for the purpose of investment? So we'll mentor. If it's for the purpose of commercial, we mentor you. We don't just sell and just because we want to sell. Okay. So first of all, mentor. That's the reason why you see our clients, our friends. We are like brothers with
that relationship.
The relationship is there because
okay,
they can ask us any other question,
okay,
even when it comes to investment. Now, you want to go into farming. Is it the reason why you are buying the land? So which kind of area of our estate is suitable for farming? We'll let you know. Or you want to invest for the purpose of what's called, you want to build a commercial hub there, maybe filling station. Which of our estate is
okay? Let's quickly look at the issue of risk factors within the context of Nigeria in doing business. In other climes, there are a lot of grants support system that helps business people to be able to actualize the things that they want to actualize. What's your take on that?
Yes, you know, in Nigeria, one of the major disadvantages to investors is really the lack of support from the big financial institutions like the banks. For example, you see that you have a situation where you have high interest rate situation. You are going to the bank, you want to go get a loan, and you see that the interest rate to what you are getting is high. So it discourages people from such venture.
Okay.
We have so many entrepreneurs in Nigeria, and one of the greatest thing that has ever helped countries, if you look at even America, are the small-scale businesses, enterprise. So in Nigeria, we have so many people with great mind, but the support system is there. But the reason why the support system is not there in Nigeria, now, the reason why the risk is high is because of the policies that we have in the country. Okay. The policies are not favorable.
Okay, let me pause you there. Take you talked about crypto, how it emerged, and the usual resistance in terms of investment, and those who were able to break that jinx, how they are smiling to the bank today. But in this part of the world, there's still some skepticisms about crypto and what it implies for the country. But we've had other countries that have floated their own version or variants of crypto. I also thought that Nigeria is probably there with the in-era or stuff like that. Yes, let me get your take on this. How profitable is this, and how can people really take advantage of it?
Well, you know, when investing in crypto, you know, you have to really understand how the market works.
Because that's why he talked about mentorship.
Yes, you must be properly mentored, because you know the market for crypto sometimes can be very volatile. You have to know when to buy and when to sell. So it's proper that you have proper mentorship and training before you put your money in something like cryptocurrency. You understand? So it's unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate that in this part of the world, Nigeria, you know, the government at some point took a step backward towards the advancement of crypto in Nigeria by some certain bans they have in place on, you know, some certain transactions. But I feel that actually is not helping. The in era, how far has it gone? So, you know, I will tell people, if you want to invest in crypto, the most important thing, understand how the market works. Get proper mentorship. Even if you have to pay money, that's part of investment. You pay for knowledge. Even if you have to pay money to get this knowledge, go for it. It will be worth it at the end, rather than taking your money and losing when you're not properly mentored.
All right, let's take a final shot, as we call it, to wrap on this interactive segment on exploring business opportunities in the face of economic meltdown. Our guests have been Jimmy and Sahai and Good News of Bayuana. Guys, thanks a lot for coming on the show. But quickly, within the ambit of young people, we've seen an upsurge of ritualism for wealth creation. We've seen an upsurge of online scam, you know, just to make the money and go out there and become the big boys. You guys are pretty young, even though I don't know your age, but you're into business, you're into real estate, you're into this and that. What's your advice in 1 minute? Okay,
the truth is that if you don't teach your child how to trade, you're indirectly teaching your child how to steal. That's the irony of it. So now the aspect of the surge in this money ritual situation is as a result of the societal celebration. You know, the society indirectly supports situations like this. You see a young guy who comes out publicly to even declare his allegiance to money rituals and sing songs of money rituals, and nobody questions them. So it's like an indirect support
to such a system.
To such a situation.
All right, let me take a final word from you. Good News.
Yeah, my final word is this. Even the Bible said, "Seest thou a man diligent in his business, you will sit before kings and not men."
Absolutely.
So whatever you are doing, whether you are selling akara or you are a real estate investor, or just be diligent. You don't have. There's no shortcut to success. Shortcut will only cut you short.
Well, I'm just so inspired by these expressions. Seest thou a man diligent in business, he shall not stand before men. I mean, one of the popular quotations of a very good friend, Pastor Charles Osazwa of Rock of Ages Christian Assembly International Incorporated. I want to say big thanks to our panelists. Jimmy, thank you for coming. Good News, thank you for coming on the show. Well, these are big dudes, all right, and they are always here with us supporting the things that we are doing. So we just have to give them the opportunity to also ventilate their views on some of these issues that are really out there in the business environment. We'll take a short break on TMI on the ITV network. We will be back with you in a moment right after the news update. Stay with us.